Happy Monday, Top Shot Nation. I am Abby Chin back again with the Flash Challenge, The Wheel. And I couldn't do this by myself. We've got some new graphics too we're going to bring in, but I can't go anywhere without my guy, Matt Shore. Let's bring him in. He is his official title, Senior Live Operations Producer. Matt, thank you for joining me today again.
My pleasure. This is a lot of fun, and we're going to keep making it more and more fun as we go along here. It should be a good time.
Matt is the mastermind behind the wheel. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be spinning 3 different wheels. One has the 9 games that we have going on tonight in the NBA. And that's what makes these flash challenges fun. It's just to put a little extra juice in each game. So we've got the game, we've got the statistic that you need to look out for. And then we've got the moment that you have to have in your showcase to meet the challenge. So Matt, explain it. We're doing things a little bit differently today.
Yeah, for sure. So first things first, one of the big things that didn't happen last week was we didn't announce the 3 levels here. So let's just get that out of the way right off the bat. We have a rookie level, a veteran level, and a cheat code. The rookie level is whatever stat comes up on the stat wheel, you can use any moment for that player. That's the rookie version. The veteran version, you're at the mercy of the wheel. Whatever the wheel says, you do. And for the cheat code, well, here's the big drum roll. This week's prize,
Okay, got it.
This week's prize is LeBron James. And
what?
That means that the cheat code is any LeBron James legendary moment.
Okay.
So that's the first big reveal. The second big reveal is
I didn't even know that. I'm excited.
So the other big reveal here is that our moment wheel got a few more additions to it. And one of the big additions that you're going to see is that we have 4 wildcard slots. We have the Diana Taurasi fandom moment. We have the Hamidou Diallo throwdowns. We have the Ray Allen 13-14 wildcard. And we have the LaMelo Ball Coolcast wildcard and the Steph Curry MSFE. 5 wildcards. If any of them hit on that wheel, they are a wild card that can be used in any or all slots. If all 5 wild cards hit, you can use all 5. If a wild card hits, we'll spin the wheel a second time to figure out what moment is needed in case you don't have that wild card. So adding a little wrinkle here to keep things a little fresh and fun.
Keep things exciting. Absolutely. I saw Ray Allen last night, actually, at the KG numbers number retirement ceremony here in Boston. So hopefully that one hits. I mean, just for my own enjoyment. But Matt, let's get right to it because we've only got a half an hour. Let's start spinning the wheel and see what we get going, and we can kind of reset every once in a while, let people know. So
absolutely. And one other thing, and one other thing people will notice is we're not going to spin a wheel for the games. We're just going to do the games in the order that they're going to be played tonight. We're going to have a little graphic that's going to come up on the side of the screen here that's going to show you all the games, and we'll be able to go game by game, and there it is. And so the first game tonight is the Clippers and the Cavaliers. So
the other update is that we have the injury reports readily available, so
we
do should be able to provide some more guidance.
Please don't beat us up about that. We have the most up-to-date information we could get. So
we learn from our mistakes, everyone. We're here. Yes. We're just trying to have fun.
Exactly. So here we go.
All right,
Clippers versus Cavs. What stat do we need?
First spin. I will say, Cavs playing on the second night of a back-to-back, or Clippers on the second night of a back-to-back on the road. What do we need? Ooh.
Most 3-pointers made.
This is interesting. Okay, what kind of moment do we need?
All right. Must be a series 1 moment of the player with the most 3-pointers made.
Okay, Matt, looking at the injury report, I'm not going to lie to you. This one might be difficult. The Clippers are without Rocco, Paul George, we know, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi, Marcus Morris Sr. resting on the second night of a back-to-back, Norm Powell, Jason Preston, and Jay Scrubb. I don't know where the threes are going to come from, even though the Clippers love to shoot threes.
Yeah, and then the Cavs have a lot of game time decisions here, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in this game. And there are a few guys that could hit it that don't have a Series 1 moment. If you don't have a Series 1 moment, you will need the Top Shot debut of that player.
You know who my money's on? Luke Kennard. leading the NBA in 3-point percentage. He is going to play in this game tonight.
Luke Kennard would be a really, really good guess for this one. Can't count out Darius Garland, of course.
Chetty Osman.
Any of these guys can. Hey, how about Kevin Love? Sometimes he just gets on fire. You never know.
You never know, Matt, especially when it's the wheel. Flash challenge the wheel. Let's go on to game 2.
All right. Blazers versus Hawks. Let's see what stat we need.
Ooh, yes, come on.
All right, rebounds.
A matchup of big men. Who's left?
Oh. All right, our first wild card.
Ooh, our first wild card. Okay, tell me again what that means.
All right, so you are now able to use a Hamidou Diallo throwdowns wild card in any of the 9 slots tonight. So if there's a moment that you don't have, or you don't want to go out and grab it, and you have this moment in your collection, you can use that in any or all slots. Technically, if you have 9 of them. So we have the wild card on the board. So we're going to remove that from the wheel and find out what type of moment you need for this game.
Right. The throwdowns too. I mean, those are moments. I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in a Hamidou Diallo throwdown. Those ones are some of my favorites because they're all slam dunks.
All right. So Blazers Hawks is the player with the most rebounds, and you must use a rare only. If they don't have a rare moment, once again, you'll need their top shot debut.
Okay. So that's an interesting twist here, because I think with the Blazers and how many players they have out, I'm not sure how many rare moments the guys that they do have available are there. Josh Hart, I mean, coming off a career high 44 points, he's got a rare moment, right?
Josh Hart does. Yep.
I don't know if he's going to be leading in rebounds, though.
Yeah, exactly. John Collins is a game time decision.
Yeah.
So,
Clint Capella, though.
Yeah, Clint Capella is a very good bet here. Gets a lot of rebounds. Nurkic is not playing, so he's going to have a little bit less competition underneath the basket.
Matt, I don't know. Trendon Watford, he's an undrafted free agent, but has come up huge for the Blazers, and he's going to be out there hustling. So, I mean, not a bad possibility.
True.
Although he doesn't have a rare moment. Does Trendon Watford have a moment on NBA Top Shot?
This came up recently. Trendon Watford, I don't believe, has a moment. I think I got them mixed up the other night. It was Trendon Watford and Tremont Waters. I think Tremont Waters has one and Trendon Watford doesn't.
Tremont Waters, former Celtic. Love that kid.
True.
Okay, so then we're pulling for Clint Capella.
It sounds like that is the best bet given the injury reports we have here. But we have our first wild card, huge throwdown to the Wolfpack. That's our group of collectors that has the entire throwdown set, including a Hamidou Diallo in their collection. So nice. big ups to that crew. And we'll move.
Is that what a wolf? How does a wolf go?
All right, it's pretty good. I don't think I can do it any better. I don't think anybody wants to hear me howling.
Oh,
there you go. Perfect.
All right, we can just move on to the next game.
Perfect. Anyway. All right, Nuggets versus Sixers.
This is the one that would have been very interesting if it was rebounds. Let's see what the stat is. Jokic versus Embiid. Ooh, this is going to be a great game.
Oh boy, could be anybody.
Really good. And this one, though, this helps you. Last time we had last 3-pointer made, and it was the last game of the night. So how late were you up last Monday?
Yeah, I mean, there's still last field goal and last free throw, okay. So I could beat myself up on that one. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Moment.
I like having them both up too. This is helping.
All right. Okay, last 3-pointer made must be a Series 2 moment. If they don't have a Series 2 moment, then you will need their top shot debut.
I mean, I think this could go all over the place, Matt. My eyes immediately focus on the Sixers, obviously, James Harden, but the minivan also, George Niang could be in there. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. I feel like there's a lot of options there.
Yeah, and the Sixers are only missing Danny Green, who is a 3-point shooter, but as you just said, pretty much everybody on the floor will shoot the three if given the opportunity.
Even Embiid, which I
Yeah,
mean,
even
defenses would prefer probably.
even Embiid. So and Nuggets, it really could be anybody that gets on the floor for them. Aaron Gordon's a game time decision. He can hit those corner threes from time to time late in the game. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. But definitely exciting. Last 3-pointer made, and must be a series 2 moment.
I will never doubt Bones Highland, just basically
Right.
on his nickname. However, he would not have a series 2 moment, so his would be his debut, right?
So if he doesn't have a series 2 moment, then it would be his debut in series 3. If he doesn't have a series 2 moment and his debut is in series 1, then you need the series 1 debut moment.
Okay. Good to know. Let's go on to the next game. And the Hornets and Thunder throwing it down.
All right. So Hornets Thunder.
The Hornets, I mean, trying to stay in that play-in tournament, need every win they can get against OKC.
All right. We have one of these challenges that I like to call the Elam ending, which is racing to a certain number. And this number is the first to 5 assists. There are some interesting players that could come up here.
There really are. Let's see what moment you need, because if it's a rare one, Isaiah Thomas, where are you? I'm kidding.
Oh, man. Need another rare moment.
Legendary. Okay. I mean,
right.
This is an okay game for this to happen, right? The Hornets, you got LaMelo, you got Isaiah Thomas, Terry Rozier. I mean, Montrezl Harrell even.
And then on the other side, you have Shea. Josh Giddey is out, so Shea has been dishing the ball a lot more without another player on the floor really taking the assists away from him. Could be a battle between those guys to see who's going to get to 5 first.
Harrell is not going to have 5 assists. Sorry, everybody. I got excited. I mean, anything is possible when it comes to the wheel, but I think
you never know.
Yeah, LaMelo or IT. I'm so happy for Isaiah Thomas, by the way. If you can't tell, I am based in Boston and got to see IT last week in person. He's in such a good place. So I'm pulling for Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, he's definitely had quite a journey through the NBA, and hopefully this is the time where he finds the spot that lasts for a little bit. But he definitely had some exciting times in a Celtics jersey.
Absolutely. All right, next game. And just to be clear, we are not trying to encourage anyone financially to invest or say what our deals are. We are betting on who is going to be the player to achieve these statistics. So if you hear us talk about that, that's our intention. We apologize if it does not come across that way. But Matt, we're about halfway through, so let's recap for everyone.
Yep.
What we're doing.
So if you want to recap the games, I'll recap what the challenge structure is. And the challenge structure, we have 3 levels tonight. So we have a rookie level. So if you look at the leaderboard that's on the screen right now, don't worry about the part that says only series 1 rare, only series 2. You can use any moment for those players to complete the rookie challenge. And that's for a series 2 base set pack.
That's where I'm at, by the way. That's the rookie in this
veteran.
world.
The veteran challenge is whatever the wheel prescribes, and then the cheat code is any LeBron James legendary moment, because as we announced at the top of the show, the prize tonight is a LeBron James MSFE, and spoiler alert, it's a dunk.
You had me at LeBron, so let's keep going. The next game is the Timberwolves and Spurs.
All right, here we go.
What stat? What moment? By the way, I'm Abby Chin. He's Matt Shore. And we're having fun.
We are.
Most field goals made. Okay.
All right. And what kind of moment do we need?
We almost have another wild card.
Almost. Oh. All right. So you can use any moment for the player with the most field goals made in the Timberwolves Spurs game. honestly, there are a lot of players that this could be, but looking at the injury report, we have a lot of game time decisions showing up on that Timberwolves report.
Matt, I don't think we need to over analyze this. It's going to be Karl Anthony Towns.
Hey, it might be Murray.
Moment is good for me.
Might be Murray. It might be Keldon Johnson. They've been putting up a lot of
Yeah.
shots lately.
Honestly.
Could be a dark horse like a Lonnie Walker. You kind of never know. But if Anthony Edwards and Patrick Beverley are out and Jared Vanderbilt's already out, I mean, Cat's going to have to just be throwing up shots all night in order to get his team to victory. So I think Karl Anthony Towns is one of those safe plays here.
I believe in him. I believe he can do that.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cat.
All right, moving right along to Wizards and Warriors.
This is an interesting game. The Wizards also dealing with a bunch of injuries. Well, mainly just one in Bradley Beal, but they do have Kristaps. Most blocks. Speaking of,
yeah, there you go.
KP not huge on the blocks lately. Okay, what's the moment? There's a lot left on this wheel, Matt.
Sure is.
Last week we were running.
Oh boy. Challenge reward.
What does this mean?
This is one of the new additions to the wheel this week. This means whatever player leads this game in blocks, you will need a challenge reward of that player. If the player does not have a challenge reward, you will need a Top Shot debut. I will be rooting very hard against Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. For those of you out there that understand that reference, you get it. But we have a wild card, so I think everything will be A-okay here.
And we have the rookie option. So the different level is there. It's possible. I mean, one thing we haven't talked about in this game, Wizards Warriors, is that it's Steph's 34th birthday. So maybe Steph will come through with that.
Man, you never know. If Steph comes through with most blocks, that would be pretty wild. But
that would be wild.
That's kind of like the fun part of this is you really never know what's going to happen. And as Chase just pointed out, adding the challenge award to the wheel brings into play all of the MSFE moments that have come out so far, because every one of those is a challenge reward. So
Matt, tell me what that is. What's an MSFE?
Yeah, so MSFE is what LeBron will be. It's the prize for any of these flash challenges.
Okay.
It's MSFE is short for Metallic Silver Fandom Edition, or Metallic Silver FE for short. And basically anytime we do a flash challenge with a moment reward, it is in that set. The set is really coming together nicely. We are quickly approaching 50 moments in the set. Really quite amazing. Never expected this set to have this much impact, but we're always looking for fun ways to keep it fresh and enjoyable for everybody that likes to play these games. So thanks to everybody who's played and joined us, and we're going to keep making it better for you.
And clearly, as you see, we are changing things up. We're not afraid of change and happy to figure things out on the fly and just make everything as fun as possible. So that's what we're doing with the Flash Challenge and the wheel, trying to mix it up. And we will continue to evolve, as they say.
Indeed. And one quick aside, we're still spinning the wheel, but this week's Flash Challenge will be called Flash Challenge Spin It. A little bit different. We like changing the name each time we do a challenge. So means the same thing, but we're going to go and we're going to spin it for the Bulls and the Kings now.
The wheel decides, but it's called Spin It.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Bulls and Kings.
All right. Is that one of the late ones? Yeah.
No. Well, later.
Later.
Yes. Later. It's not the 10 o'clock start though.
Last made field goal.
Okay. Which, I mean, you got to start the next games. Sorry, Matt. Better you than me though. I have an early flight.
There you go. You got your wish.
Ray Allen, run it back. Yes. Some of my favorite moments.
All right. So for those following along, you can now use the Ray Allen Run It Back 13-14 as a wild card. You can also use the Hamidou Diallo throwdowns as a wild card. And let's figure out what the next one is.
Okay. So now we have 2 wild cards, Matt. Everyone has a challenge here. Everyone has an opportunity here. And a non-base set common. Okay, that's doable.
Yep. So non-base set common is something that we just did recently, and basically that means you can use any moment on Top Shot except for the base set. If the player only has base set moments, you need a Top Shot debut.
So Matt, here's my concern. How close do you think this game is really going to be? And so if that's the case,
yeah,
in garbage time.
yeah, the Kings have definitely not played the way that people thought they were going to play when the trade occurred. They thought bringing in Sabonis, they were set ready to win now. Losing a guy like Halliburton, you're now seeing the effect that Halliburton had on the game for the Kings. But with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, I think they can keep it tight in any game. It's at Sacramento. So I expect the starters will be on at the end of the game, but if not, it could get quite interesting.
I like your confidence. Confidence. Zach LaVine is a game time decision with that knee soreness, and then Lonzo's out. So maybe, although they've won 2 straight. All right, let's move on. Second to last game of the night.
All right.
And it is the Bucks and the Jazz. This one is going to be good. You're going to say, wait, you want to watch this one anyway?
Yeah, this is a great game. Donovan Mitchell, going head to head with Giannis. Obviously, they're not on playing against each other, on defense or anything, but just seeing them go back and forth with Giannis brute forcing into the lane and Mitchell just pulling up from anywhere. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I'm excited for this one. Although, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it probably tomorrow morning on the replay.
Oh, boy. Gobert versus Giannis.
First to 7 rebounds.
Oh, what a perfect game for this.
Man.
All
my gosh. That's good. Okay, what kind of moment do we need? This is where the rares would have worked. You could have. There's so many Giannis's out there. And the Stifle Tower, he's everywhere.
Right. Non-base set common for the second time in a row. There are a few things that are on the wheel twice. This is one of them, and it means the same thing. You can use any moment that's not a base set moment. If the player only has base set moments, you must use a Top Shot debut. For every slot here, I think there's the same thing going on. If the moment doesn't exist for that player, you go for their Top Shot debut, just making it easy in that way. So there's not random rules for each slot. It's always Top Shot debut as the default.
Matt, I think so many people were angry with you for making the challenge so difficult last week. I think it's eased up. I mean, this feels attainable.
Yeah. It does feel, the rares, it depends on who lands. There are some rare sets that are much more, attainable than others. And, there's nothing really here that could make things crazy. The challenge reward could get a little wild. But always remember there's the rookie version where if you can put any moment in each of the 9 slots, the veteran version, which is what you're seeing on the screen, what the wheel prescribes. And then there's always a cheat code. If you happen to have that LeBron legendary in your collection, you can sub that in any or all of the slots if you have enough. And if you have that many LeBrons, congratulations.
Seriously. But this is why you do these challenges, because after tonight, you could have another LeBron, right, Matt? That's the reward for this one. And it's big.
That's true. I mean, adding another LeBron to your collection, based on what we saw from last week on the wheel, there wasn't a ton of completions. So you could be getting a very, very scarce LeBron here, which is very exciting.
Very exciting. All right, we've got one more game.
Which has LeBron in it. So
right?
Let's see what happens here.
Okay. Oh, I see what you did there, Matt. That took me a second. Sorry. Gotcha. Raptors and Lakers. This is the late one. 10:30 start.
Okay.
Ooh.
Most steals.
Lakers not playing much defense this season. Let's see what the moment is.
And since we have most blocks, just real quick while we're on most steals, the tiebreakers are going to be the same. If a bunch of players tie with 1 or 2 steals, then you need the team differential. So that's basically the team that wins the game. If both players are on the same team, then you move down to plus minus. If they're somehow still tied on that, then we're going to the player that played the most time in that game. So those are our typical tiebreakers, and let's see what kind of moment you need.
those thoughts on Matt. Wow, that's good to know. I'm glad that those are there, the tiebreakers.
All right.
What is it? Only series 2. Okay.
All right. So you need,
Why'd you make that face?
well, it was the second only series 2 that we hit. So we
Okay.
hit the non-base set and only series 2. So this is definitely looking a lot more attainable than
Yeah.
what the wheel prescribed last week. It's really going to come down to what players are hitting here, and it's going to keep it really interesting throughout the night, especially with those 2 wild cards in play. Let's see how it plays out. I'm always interested in hearing feedback. Those of you that reach out to me, I'm always very quick to respond. So always send it, and let's make this the best thing it can possibly be.
I really am curious who this one is going to be, because you're right, series 2. So that was last season, right? From the 21-22 season. And so many
Series 2,
veterans.
yeah.
Yeah.
So series 2 is the 2021 season,
Okay.
and series 3 is the current season.
I've lost all track of time. Sorry. But so many veterans on that Lakers team that there are a lot of possibilities there, a lot of moments up for grabs. And then the Raptors as well. I mean, the guys who are playing for this team right now, I know Fred VanVleet, a game time decision, but Chris Boucher, Precious Achua, perhaps. I think that's interesting. And then you always have to look out for Scotty Barnes and Mr. Do Everything for the Raptors. And then you would just use his rookie debut moment, right?
Right, exactly right. So yeah, if Scotty Barnes hits when you need only a series 2 moment, then you'll need Scotty Barnes' top shot debut. So it still keeps things interesting there, since you need his top shot debut and not his rising stars moment. But everything's going to be fun, and let's see how it all plays out.
I know. Matt, all right, this is week 2 of the wheel. This challenge is called Spin It. We went through 9 games, ended up with 2 wild cards, and I feel like 9 doable things. And especially with the 2 tiers, the rookie, the veteran, and the cheat code, everyone can play tonight. It just adds some more juice, some more fire to these games. And there are a lot of great games in here. So it's going to be a fun night in the NBA and fun night on NBA Top Shot.
Yes, absolutely. Abby, thank you so much for joining us. It's so awesome having you on for this. And this is just the start of something really fun here. And I can't wait to see how it continues to evolve.
Thank you. Couldn't do it without you in the wheel. And we also, like we mentioned, we are here. We're open to suggestion. We're trying to learn and grow with you. So let us know what you think. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Plan.